All right, all right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to session number 2 of Video Traffic Geyser. In this session, we're going to cover a number of things, one of them including diving into your funnel, the launch process, and generating buzz around your product, even if you don't have a specific launch date or it's something that you're constantly selling. We'll talk a little bit about that. We'll talk about researching your way to success and how you can successfully plan out your content and promo based on that research. And yeah, so that's what we'll be covering today. Previously on Video Traffic Geyser, we talked a little bit about setting up your YouTube, getting your Google Plus account hooked up with that, setting up your Google Plus community, linking AdWords, and actually we forgot to cover that last time, so we'll show you a little bit about that this time. It's pretty simple. I'll show you exactly how that works. And then we'll talk a little bit about researching your product and brainstorming promotional ideas. All right, but first things first, does anybody have any questions for the, on the previous session? Everybody got the recording, saw that? We're all good?
Tom says, okay.
Cool. All right. Well, yeah, let's talk a little bit about diving into the funnel then. So first things first, what exactly is a funnel and why do I care? Why should you care about a funnel? Well, a funnel basically leads the prospect through the process of becoming a buyer. A lot of times, think of, if you're going to go on a date. Hey, Zane, you're echoing in my ears. Or
Oh,
I can hear myself.
sorry. Okay.
Cool, cool. Sorry.
Um,
All right. Cool, cool. Sorry about that. All right. So, yeah, think of a date, if you will. So you wouldn't walk up to somebody else and just, walk up to them and be like, hey, do you want to marry me? That's not how that works. If you did that to somebody, they would think you were insane, probably. And especially if you never met them. And there's a specific process. First, you have to be like, hey, can I buy you a drink? Offer them some value, kind of, warm them up to the whole thing, go on a couple dates, and eventually you can ask them to get married. It's the same way with a funnel. Like I said, you can't just be like, hey, give me $4,000 or something along those lines. It's People are going to think you're insane. So they need to be walked through the process of becoming a buyer. Now, a properly optimized funnel actually makes the prospect want to buy because there is that whole lead up, and everybody, is more comfortable once they've gone through that funnel with you and your product or whatever you're promoting. They're more comfortable with the whole process. They can see themselves doing that and will eventually buy. And funnels should contain related products as well. And that's what we're talking about when we say that a properly optimized funnel makes your prospect want to buy. We've all seen upsells, right? And I'm sure, every time you buy a product, they usually hit you with an upsell of something similar or related, right? And the reason being is because once somebody's already bought from you, they are more comfortable with buying from you, and they're more likely to make a repeat purchase, especially right afterwards. And if it's related and they can see how, oh, this builds on what I just got, then that seems like a good fit. I'm definitely going to use this, and then they will buy.
can you hear me all
Yep.
right? All right, is that better? Am I
Yeah, I
hearing an
didn't hear
echo?
myself, so
All right, good.
cool, cool. All right. Well, yeah. So let's talk a little bit about how a funnel works. Now, this is a traditional funnel. This is the one that Ryan Dice teaches. I learned this at Traffic and Conversions. This is a pretty standard funnel model, but there are a few other kinds and types out there. But they all essentially do the same thing, and that's, like I mentioned, leads the buyer or the prospect through the buying process. So the first thing is the lead magnet. Now, the lead magnet is designed to get their email or get their contact information. This is usually something that you give away for free, and some value for value, if you will. So you're giving them whatever your lead magnet would be, your free ebook or your course, or 5 tips for maintaining your furnace, something along those lines. You get their contact information. That's valuable. You've got their attention. So you're able to show up in their email box, and then they got what they wanted. They got their 5 tips or whatever you have there. Then comes the tripwire, and the tripwire is usually a low-priced offer that will turn that lead into a buyer. Like I mentioned, if somebody gives you money once, they're comfortable with that process already, especially if you have delivered them value and they feel like they got a good deal. They're more willing to buy from you again in the future. So a tripwire, basically, once you get their email, they would see the tripwire, which, like I said, is the low-priced offer. And we'll have an example funnel on the next slide that'll kind of make all this make a lot more sense shortly. Then there's the core offer, and that's the main offer you want to sell. So the tripwire would be some low-priced thing, and then the core offer is usually a little bit higher, and that's your main product, if you will. So if you offer consulting to local businesses, and maybe you do some of the services as well, core offer might be YouTube channel setup or something like that. Like, I'm going to get you a completely optimized YouTube channel with all of your graphics and 5 videos, something along those lines. That might be your core offer. And maybe the tripwire is something like, here's a free video that promotes your business. And then, a core offer would be related to that. Hey, you need a place to put this video and get traffic. How about YouTube? We can set that up for, however many dollars. Then comes the profit maximizer. McDonald's is famous for this profit maximizer. They actually don't make most of their money off selling a hamburger or chicken nuggets. Where they make a lot of their money is with the upsells and the profit maximizers, which is, would you like fries with that? I saw an infographic somewhere a while back that was basically talking about, or it showed exactly how much McDonald's makes off of selling a cheeseburger and how much they make off of selling a cheeseburger with the upsell of the fries. And basically, it like quadrupled their profits or something if they sold fries. And, they are the king of upsells there with their, would you like fries with that? Then there is the return path, which is essentially keeping somebody in your funnel or on your list. You get to keep contacting them, and you can, do anything, promote related offers. Maybe you have another related service, something along those lines. But whatever you can do to kind of keep them a paying customer and a repeat buyer, if you will. So is that making sense to everybody so far? We'll jump into the example funnel, and it should all come together. It'll be a really congruent example real quick. So cool. All right. So for an example funnel, let's say our lead magnet is a digital book or a quick little video, something along those lines, about 2 simple things I use to train my dog. This would appeal to dog owners, obviously. So everybody that opts in for this particular lead magnet, we know they're interested in dogs, or they probably have a dog, or maybe they're trying to train their cat. No, but so they obviously have a dog, right? So they get that 2 simple things I use to train my dog, and in that lead magnet is a little, one of those 2 things is a clicker for clicker training your dog. So the tripwire might be something like, hey, for just $2, we'll send you this dog clicking thing that will, help you clicker train your dog. It's directly related to the lead magnet and is a perfect upsell, really. It gets them comfortable with giving you some money so that you can then get to your core offer, which would be how to clicker train your dog, which might be a video course for $47 where, hey, you've got the clicker, but if you really want to get your dog behaving well and stop it from peeing in the house or whatever, you're going to need this video training series about clicker training your dog. I mean, you already have the clicker, and you've seen through the lead magnet that the clicker is one of the great things for training your dog. It's a perfect fit, a related product, and you could see how that would actually fit in the funnel, right? Then comes the profit maximizer. Now, this could be anything really, but for example, it might be a monthly dog care package for $27 a month because it's not related to clicker training your dog, which is your core offer, but it is another cross sell or upsell that is directly related. You know that somebody has a dog because they're kind of trying clicker train them, and even if they don't take the core offer, you can still hit them with the profit maximizer, which would be a monthly dog care package. And there's also numerous other things you could throw in there. Maybe it's like a grooming package if you offer dog grooming and you're local or something along those lines. Maybe it's in-person classes where you get to work alongside and clicker train the dog. Whatever it could be, it just has to be related. And all of the products in here should be related. I mean, you would not send them an offer for, uh, you know, clicker training your cat or something, or training your cat to pee in the toilet, which is actually a thing I found out.
Well, I wanted to point out, like in this, I you can do this and also use the leads to generate traffic to buy a dog clicker, and you could probably get, I don't know, put yourself in a position where you can leverage a physical product like on Amazon, right? Like
Yeah,
you said, dog clicker, and I went, I wonder that could probably be sold on Amazon.
yeah, definitely. And that's, the clicker training or whatever. You can also sign up for, there's numerous CPA places. So say you know somebody that is, like a CPA offer for a dog clicker, or, I saw one a while back that was one of those credit card survival knives. If you can get somebody to take that tripwire, even if it's not yours, you still make money, and then you can hit them with all of the other, the core offer, profit maximizer, and anything that you can actually offer, knowing they opted into your list for something related. So if you don't have all of these pieces, you can easily go find them, team up with somebody to get them, or you just have to get a little creative with it. Then comes the return path, like I mentioned, and this could be other offers such as collars, beds, dog food, um, anything related to dogs, because these people have dogs. It's just kind of how the funnel works. So, is that making sense to everybody? Does that help clear it up? Cool, cool. Getting some yeses. All right. Now we'll talk a little
Yes,
bit.
yes. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Cool.
I was
Now,
just saying that, yeah.
cool. So now we'll talk a little bit about the launch process and essentially how you can generate buzz and kind of pre-launch your product, right? And that always helps. The more buzz you can generate, the better. The more eyes you get on your offer, even if it's ahead of time, it's not open yet. That's always better, right? So first things first, higher ticket items usually require some sort of education. Like I mentioned, somebody's not just going to be like, oh yeah, sure, I will give you $4,000. It just doesn't make sense. So usually they need some kind of process, which would be the funnel, that would lead them through the process of buying and educate them on everything so they could be comfortable with actually making the purchase. Now, the great thing about that is that education can be used to generate buzz as well as content. So, we'll show an example of the ASM promotion we did a little bit earlier, but essentially we knew that people needed to understand exactly what the fundamentals of the amazing selling machine were. And that is essentially, find a product, private label it, list it on Amazon, and have them fulfill your orders. So that's three things. So we essentially decided we were going to create buzz and content by creating three short videos explaining each of those three steps. and our lead magnet was a mind map. And I'll show you the landing page in a little bit here, but we essentially used the education part that people would need to be comfortable with before purchasing this product if they didn't know anything about it. Um, we basically educated them and provided content. So that worked really well, right? No matter what, you should definitely try and get them to opt in to your email list. And that's where that lead magnet comes into place. And we were able to do that by giving away the mind map and then the videos. You can also generate buzz even if you sell the product every single day, right? So let's say, we used an HVAC example last week. So let's say we need to, or we run an HVAC company and we know that winter's coming. And I always think of Game of Thrones there. Uh,
That's, I like that.
I don't know. Especially with all those memes running around.
Right.
All right, but we run a HVAC company. We know that winter's coming, and this is our big season for repairing heaters, right? But we sell that heater repair every single day, so it's going to be a little bit difficult to generate buzz, you would think, but not necessarily. So you can create some content or a commercial that you run in your local area that would basically say, "Hey, winter's coming." You could even use that meme since it's so well recognized. It's like winter's coming. Quick tip: be sure to replace your filters. This is going to make um, your heating costs lower through the winter and also prevent damage to your furnace. And by the way, if you need help, or we have 5 tips for or I don't know, for making your furnace more efficient throughout the winter or something along those lines. So you can see how that would kind of work, and you can use that with anything really. You just kind of teach people about some things they need to know. You can even point out the obvious and just remind people about it. I see oil change places doing that all the time in the summer or right before the summer. They say, "Hey, the summer's coming soon. Be sure to recharge your AC and change your filters," or something along those lines. And they just put that on their billboards out front just to remind people. And if the timing is right, they'll be like, someone could be driving by, be like, "Oh yeah, I do need to do that." There we go.
Well, and just to kind of dovetail on that, YouTube is very similar to television. It's been pointed out many times, and television, billboards, like they all kind of go with the seasons. Like everybody knows that if you attach yourself to something that's happening, if you feel more real. Like that's that's why you see like on billboards like a very a seasonal approach. You're like Christmas is coming, so you see like Jiffy Lube, and you see like Christmassy type things. Uh, you can do the same thing, like Justin's saying. You can generate buzz even if you sell the product every day. You just remind people why you're still around, and you can use you know uh, points of time like Christmas, or even like YouTube points out Shark Week, things like that, like random things that you can associate with to drive traffic to your YouTube channel as well as your website.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. That's a great point, man. Like, it is very similar to TV. People, I mean, it's video basically, and people consume that the same way, except for with YouTube, they actually have the chance to either skip it or watch it. So, I mean, you get a lot better, and you get targeted traffic. Obviously, I mean, I kind of forgot to mention that TV, you're just kind of blasting out to. Well, we know that Comedy Central, lots of guys watch it at between these ages or whatever. You can actually dial in your ad to people that are homeowners or something for the HVAC thing. Um, it's awesome, extremely powerful. It's like TV advertising on steroids.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, you can target them, and then of course, like you said, like if people skip it, you don't have to pay for the ad. So then you're even getting like the best of the best targeted traffic, the cream of the crop.
Yeah, definitely. And a little bit later, when we talk about the video ads catalysts, we'll cover exactly how to script your commercials in a way that turns people away, that or turns people that you don't want seeing your commercials away, and instantly grabs the attention of your target audience and just makes them want to keep watching your ad. So we'll give you all those scripts and all that good stuff once we get to the fourth session, which is a week from today. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the lead magnets and the landing pages. So as we mentioned in the example funnel, your lead magnet should be related to your main product. It could either be a sliver of your main product. It could be something along the lines of, like, say you have a book that you're promoting. And I actually this is an actual example of a campaign that I ran for a major book launch earlier this year. We gave away a free chapter of the book, right? So you could read the first chapter of the book just by entering your email. And then came a series of emails, upselling them to the whole book once they've had a chance to read it. And it actually worked really well. And it was great. So that was a great lead magnet. And like I said, it can be a sliver of your product, or it can be something totally different, just like a checklist, or like I mentioned in the HVAC example, 5 efficiency tips for the winter or something like that. And it doesn't even have to be 5 heater maintenance tips. It could be, put plastic over your windows, make sure that all your weather stripping's up to date, just things that'll help you keep the heat in the house. You can see how that's related, but it's not furnace tips. So you just really have to kind of get creative, think about it a little bit, but essentially just think of something that's related and leads up to the ultimate sale, like I just said there. So ideally, it leads up to the sale of your product. So as long as it's related, that's good. Now, the quickest way to ensure an ROI is by offering a lead magnet, right? You want to get them on the email list, like we mentioned in the previous slide. And once you have a captive audience and have an email list, you can monetize that however you want. You could lease that list out. People do that all the time. You can offer related products, affiliate products. Basically, recently I read a stat on GetResponse's website that was for every dollar invested in email marketing, the average email marketer sees a $28 ROI sees $28 for
Wow.
every dollar invested, which is crazy. And I've even read stats higher than that. But email marketing flat out works. So if you can collect the email, definitely do that. Now, it's not needed. In our promo, we actually ran traffic directly to webinars as well, which worked really well. But we were building an email list and are still building an email list off of that channel. So there's really no reason not to collect the email.
Yeah. Well, I've seen in every single YouTube promotion that I've ever done that's been successful, having the email address just makes it that much easier to follow through. Like YouTube is the exciting party, and look at all the cool things that can happen, but email is still brings a more intimate approach where you can close more sales. So like you want to have that work in concert with YouTube, not say only YouTube is like to say YouTube's the only thing is not smart marketing, right? So use things like email marketing to your advantage in addition to YouTube. In fact, you can bring people back around and say send out an email saying, hey, check out my new YouTube video that's meant to drive more traffic, and make a comment, and you can use the list that you built from YouTube to build more traffic and attention on YouTube, because they're used to seeing it. So if they see a YouTube link in your email, they'll go and check it out, right? So there's more that can be done as soon as you get that email address, and it is the quickest way to get a return on investment, because everybody here who's listening also knows that, hey, if I get an email address, I know I can do something with that, right? So
Yeah, definitely. And one thing I actually meant to put on here but kind of forgot or spaced it is your lead magnet can actually be your product or service. Um, Depending on what it is, you can say, hey, enter your email here for a chance to win whatever your product or service is. And that is extremely related because you know, like very specifically that, hey, this person wants to win whatever I'm offering. And then, once you announce the winner, you can offer everybody else a coupon code or a discount. Like, hey, sorry if you didn't win, but I know you really wanted this, otherwise you wouldn't have entered your email. So here's a discount or here's a special offer for you. Um, Really great ways to build up an email list without having to actually create a lead magnet. And
Yeah,
oh yeah, sorry.
I don't know. Maybe we should. I I have an answer to Tom, but I don't know when you want to address the question. If there's a better time to
Um,
bring it up.
let's uh, let's wrap up this slide and then we'll
Okay.
answer that one.
All right.
Cool. So, essentially the landing page should convey what your lead magnet is and tell the person that lands on your landing page exactly what they're going to get when they enter their email. And it's extremely important that your landing page delivers on the promise from your ad or your video. So if in your video you say, hey, I'm going to give you, the top 5 tips for making your house more energy efficient or whatever, then make sure that your landing page says the same thing. It needs to be congruent. They need to be able to, you know, if you lied to them off the bat, that's not a good way to start a relationship. You really need to promise that or give them exactly what you promise. And once you collect their email address as well, also make sure that you give them exactly what you promised. Otherwise, you're starting off on the wrong foot. All right.
This one way as far as like the landing page delivering on the promise. An easy way to do that is say on YouTube you have part one, and when you get to the end of part one, you can say part two is on my website, and then you can deliver on that. Say, okay, here's part two. It's on my website. It's on my landing page, and there you can. It's the easiest way that you can deliver on a promise very quickly. So there you go. Quick little tip.
Definitely, definitely. And then this is just an example of a landing page that we had. This is our AdWords one, or sorry, the ASM one that we used AdWords to drive traffic to AdWords for video. But you could see we had a headline up here and just told them enter your email below um, and receive our secret to selling on Amazon mind map right away. And then we told them you're going to get this mind map that lays out all the 3 steps. And the video leading up to this landing page was basically a video briefly explaining these 3 steps. Like I mentioned earlier, they were, finding a product, finding a manufacturer, listing it on Amazon. So pretty simple. We were able to sum that up in a quick 7-minute video that then drove them back to this landing page using an external annotation, which just one thing really quick, this landing page is not AdWords compliant because there's no navigation and it's just a squeeze page. They don't like that. So if you are going to be sending traffic to a page like this, which you should use external annotations. So this was hosted on our site that was, you know, this was basically linked to our YouTube account. This site was, and we had a little annotation saying, hey, click here to get the mind map, right? And you can also put a link in your description of your video. And yeah, so
Uh, uh,
essentially make sure
I,
it's compliant.
real quick, I just wanted to see like those here. Do you know what annotations are and external annotations? Because, okay, yep,
Cool, cool. And we'll put a video in the members area. Let me write that down real quick to throw that video in there as well. But we have a whole video walkthrough. It takes about 3 minutes. It's like maybe a 5-minute video, but basically explains exactly how to enable your account with external annotations associating your website. So let me throw that down real
yeah.
quick.
Okay, yeah, the folks who are here live, they understand what it is, but if you don't understand what it is, we will have a video that explains annotations and external annotations, but everybody here understands what it is. It just gives you the ability to go from YouTube directly to your website, and you don't necessarily need an ad specific to drive traffic to your website, right? So
No, not at all.
again,
So you can promote
if
a
you don't,
video.
yeah. So if you don't understand that, we have videos that'll explain it. But for now, here we go.
Cool, cool. And then Tom was asking, we'll get to that now since we're about wrapping up this section. Who would you get to put your funnel together? So, did you want to answer that, Zane?
Yeah, yeah. And Justin brings up a good point. You know, we set it up ourselves. It just takes a little bit of planning. Absolutely right. But I have seen quite a few affiliates, or sorry, merchants, product creators that uh, that understand the process so well that they understand that, oh, okay, if you send these types of emails out at a certain time, then you'll get a much higher conversion rate. So a lot of people, if they have their promotion down, they'll have everything that you need in the funnel, and they'll say, okay, send this email, and then you'll get this response, and then we'll both make money, and we'll both make money. They kind of take you through their own funnel as an affiliate, and you as the affiliate are talking about, you're reaching out to a wider audience, right? So if you want some examples, there are some bigger marketers out there. I think Ryan Dice would be a good example if you wanted to check out some of his stuff. Justin, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. On the Digital Marketer blog, they have a lot of really good stuff about funnels. But like we had mentioned in the previous slides, if you don't have your own products to put in your funnel, you're collecting their email opt-in or their email address, right? You can stay in contact with them. So all you really need is a lead magnet, and then you can stitch together a funnel of related products. I mean, if you put together a lead magnet that's related to video marketing, you can then build an email list of people interested in video marketing and promote whatever video marketing products you want to them, right? Um, and you could just stitch your funnel together very easily that way. And Tom's saying the tech stuff gives him a headache. I know what you mean, but it's extremely easy to stitch your funnel together. It can be as easy as saying, all right, in day one. So if you're not familiar with autoresponders, we should I'll actually add a training video in there about setting up an autoresponder and how to make it so these emails go out automatically. So it takes all the headache away. That's something I've been working on in my business a lot recently, is automating the follow-up process. And when somebody gets on my list, they get a welcome email and, hey, thanks, here's your lead magnet as promised. And then basically having a planned set of emails that go out after that lead them up through the funnel, if you will. And like I said, you can go find anybody's product. You can find affiliate products, whatever, CPA offers, any of that stuff, and just stitch them together in like pretty much a funnel using emails. So it's extremely easy to set up.
Right. Real quick, Tom, would maybe some case studies of some funnels that we have found that have been successful that follow the same pattern we're talking about with the lead magnet and tripwire, things like that. Would that help you get a wider perspective? Give you some help on that? Let me know.
Cool, cool.
Because if it's just a tech headache and maybe you already have some ideas or need some ideas, just let us know.
Yeah, for sure. And part of these strategy calls that you all are going to be getting, um, those we can run through your funnel, help you brainstorm ideas, and kind of help point you in the right direction as well. So if that's something that you need a little bit more help with, then we can definitely talk about that on the strategy session that everybody gets. So and yeah, tech stuff, I will definitely put a video in the training about setting up your autoresponder, because I kind of overlooked how, I don't know, I take that for granted because I use one every day. So cool, cool. All right. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the research process and essentially what you need to do to plan out your funnel. And this will kind of make that all make a little bit more sense. We'll talk about how you can find related products, things like that. Uh, but really you need to do your research before you move into a market. You really need to know your audience and know what your ideal customer is as well. What are they like? What are their pain points? All that good stuff. And we'll get into that, and as well as how to use keyword tools in order to search for things like that and figure out pain points and discover new things about your niche. So let's go ahead and dive in. First things first, you should research your competition. What else is out there, and where are they hosting their content? Hopefully, they are hosting it on their website. Well, they have to be if it's online. So it'll probably be on their website, and hopefully they have a YouTube channel as well. And that's really important to pay attention to, especially for your competition, because later when we get into the ads section of things, you're going to learn about exactly how you can place your ad in front of your competition's videos, provided they have monetization enabled. So as I'm doing research and seeing what else is out there in the niche and what's related, I always keep an Excel spreadsheet with some notes and the URL of the channel or the website, right? And just keep notes on that and save that away for when I do go set up my campaign. Then a good chunk of all my campaign setup is already done because I've already pulled all these placements just by researching my niche.
Yeah, I call this creating a wish list of YouTube videos that if you wish you could be on a specific YouTube video as a commercial, which videos would they be? And you can make that wish come true.
Yeah, definitely. Then also, the easiest way to research your competition is think, what are your keywords, and just type those into Google. You can very easily find a ton of related information by typing it into Google. You can also go to Facebook and use graph search. You can use the Google keyword tool. Any of those things. There's tons of tools out there, but one of my favorites is just straight Google. Just Google your keywords. You will find all kinds of cool stuff.
And I would also add YouTube your keywords
Oh yeah,
as well because
duh.
well, what'll also happen there is that you'll find that you might find some that you have stiff competition on Google, but like none on YouTube because many many industries out there and many even more niches out there just don't really think about YouTube as a component yet. Why is still beyond me, but why ask when you could just act and and get some good traffic from it. So what I've found is that you can just stake a claim in a lot of different keywords just by doing a search. And if you just see a lot of random obscure videos out there, that means that no one is basically claiming the keyword. So if you find a keyword that people are searching for, but seems to have a few obscure results, that's prime ground for you to stake your claim and start building your authority from certain keywords, right? And you can also, again, use this to spy on your competition, even see how much views that they're getting for a video that they have that's positioned so high in YouTube. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
awesome point. Yeah, and I don't know why we didn't put YouTube on here. Well, I guess search your keywords. I just didn't mention it. We're supposed to.
yeah,
Cool. Yeah, and the cool thing about the YouTube search is you can filter by channel, you can filter by video, all kinds of different filters you can set up. So you can find all the different channels related to your keywords as well and plug those into your placement. So, like I said, just keep notes of everything you find. It will be very beneficial and save you a lot of time in the near future. Then there's also the Google Display Planner, which we mentioned a little bit, and we will actually jump live in a few here and show you exactly how that can be used to research your niche as well as find placements for your advertisement to show on a little bit later. Then we always check out the marketplace, and that is just what does your market want? You know that your target market is interested in video marketing. Maybe they want to learn more about YouTube ads, or maybe they want to learn more about creating videos. And you can find this out by just checking out places like Quora.com. That's actually one of the things we've been using on that 5 stars for video recently. Going and you know, find out what are people asking about when it comes to video marketing. What are the top questions? And if you can solve those problems and questions, that's really awesome. You're ahead of the game, you know?
Yeah, well, and you answer those questions that the marketplace is asking, and that's one thing that I really like about Quora is that they're pulling a lot of yeah, they're related. They're not like specific on point. Like they're like people are asking like, is YouTube valuable, right? Now, on the surface, you wouldn't think of that. Like you wouldn't like say that should be a keyword in my search strategy. But when someone says, "Is YouTube valuable?" They're asking more of, is it valuable? Is it going to be valuable for me, right? So having something like that, answering those questions, puts you in that position of authority when that mindset of like, who should I reach out to when it comes to this topic? That's essentially what we want to do with the YouTube channel, right? So find out what they want and position yourself as that authority makes things way easier for you.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely. And that's all content you can put on your channel as well. You can just, like that example is YouTube, or does YouTube work or whatever. You can make a video about, you know, hey, I just want to talk a little, throw up a hangout, talk a little bit about some YouTube statistics and, here's how YouTube's worked for these other businesses. It could work for your business or something along those lines. It's
right.
extremely easy to turn a question into content. All you have to do is answer it.
Feeds well into the next point.
Yeah, yeah. So what are the problems that your market faces? And that can easily be found, just by doing a Quora search. So figure out what their problems are. How can you solve those? Which is kind of what they want. I guess we kind of covered that a little bit. And like we had mentioned before, a lot of times you're going to have to pre-educate the prospect and kind of run them through your funnel in order to lead them up to the buying part. Lead them up to buying. So just think about, what does the lead need to know before investing, and kind of try and plan your funnel around that. If you can make your funnel products that lead up to a big sale, that's awesome. You can get a lot more out of it because you can be making sales along the way. Then, while you're researching your marketplace, look for JVs. And this is even when you're researching your competition. Maybe, maybe you're not the best at teaching a certain subject related to your niche, or like one of the sub niches in there, but you find somebody who is. You can always contact them and, put their product in your funnel and make a commission off of it, right? So always keep your eye out for JVs, and, you know, research what other products are out there as well. So that's the next point right there. Research related products. And one thing to do when you're researching related products is go out there and find out, try and find reviews on those related products, or find out what's the major problem that everybody, that buys this product is still facing, or what's their major concern. What can I do to make my product, or position my product in a way that eliminates that concern. So Zane and I actually did this, oops, sorry, did this recently. We can search for Amazon reviews. If you have a physical product, you can go and see what's the number one complaint everybody has and address that up front, right? Just completely get that buying objection out of the way. And that's always good to research when you're out there as well. So
Yeah. Oh, real quick, I wanted to make a point about the looking for JVs, even your competition, because one of the first products that I ever made, um, I found a lot of who I thought would be my competition in other YouTube channels, and was like, wow, this is going to be tough to compete with, but none of them were really going at it at the angle that we were. And as soon as we started creating content, almost all of the other YouTube channels and even a few of the websites that, again, I thought was going to be competition, ended up reaching out and contacting me and saying, we're so glad that you're going this direction. Please let us know if we can help because we like what you're doing, right? So it was a boost of confidence to to forge ahead, even though like I thought that again these people were going to be my competition and stiff, like we're going to fight competition, and it was the exact opposite. They were actually like big cheerleaders. So keep that in mind as you do research.
Cool, cool. All right. Now, as I promised, we're going to go ahead and make the jump to hyperspace. And yeah, we will jump in and show you a little bit about how we do some research. And we'll even ask for an example niche. We'll show you how we would do research for that niche. So if anybody has any niches in mind while we're getting ready to make this jump, go ahead and throw them in the chat box, and we will, kind of do some of that research, show you how we would do it.
Yeah. Um, and Tom, I'd like to, I don't know, maybe shoot me an email a little bit later, because when you say just the tech stuff, I think that's something that we can be working on um, together, especially with some of the things that we're going to be doing with the ads and the calls, the one-on-one calls. So, oh, Bradley's got one. When you're ready.
Yep. 1 second. Whatever. I mean, throw it out there. I'm just going to pull up Google and all that.
Okay. Men's personal development.
Okay. Let's see. So, like, what is that the keyword, or what would?
Oh, okay. We need we need a little bit more data, Bradley.
And Tom's asking about the annotations. Does the YouTube editor make and insert them? You basically, let me check this out real quick while we're waiting for image, because I have to pull up YouTube anyway. So you basically can go into your YouTube channel.
Yeah, so with the YouTube editor, you can create videos in the YouTube editor, and there's a separate section where you can add annotations. So they are separate things within your YouTube channel.
Yeah, so I mean, you could just click this edit button right here when you're in your video manager, and you can see right here this annotations part. You can then set up annotations from within here, right? So all you have to do is just add an annotation. So, and actually here is an annotation right there. It's freaking out for some reason, but you can see it. So that's kind of how those would work. And check it out.
And I'll be going over this in session 3, and since you all have access to the Google Marketing Immersion class, I will be going into more detail next week as I do the live session next week as well. So this is a brief overview because we want to be able to get to everything in this, but we do also have content that will address if you want to go deeper into these topics.
Cool.
Sound good?
For sure. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll use personal growth as a good one. So I'm gonna go ahead and close out YouTube real quick. Actually, real quick, while we're in here, let me show you exactly how to link up an AdWords account. You're just gonna have to go into your account settings, and what was it? View additional features, and scroll to right here where it says advanced on the sidebar. I believe that's where it is. Yep. And then here you could see link an AdWords account. All you're going to do is click link an AdWords account. And over here in AdWords, you can see your customer ID number right here. All you're going to do is go ahead and paste your customer ID into the box right here, and it will link that AdWords account with this particular YouTube channel. So it's that simple. So you can also do it from within here when you go to all video campaigns. You can also, once you get your AdWords account set up, which is as easy as entering a Gmail, then all you have to do is go to linked YouTube accounts right here. And you can see the ones that are linked up, and it's easy. Just click and link YouTube channel. So cool, cool. All right. Since we're in AdWords now, though, and I will show you a little bit about how we research the competition and things like that. So we'll go ahead and click Tools up here and drop down to the Display Planner. And we'll also jump on over to Google and get that going while that's loading. So we're going to do personal growth. And you can see, personal development. Here's a few. It's Wikipedia. You probably can't run an ad on there. But you can just see what's out there, basically. And, TED Talks has one, or has some info about it. Forbes, you can actually advertise on Forbes.com. I know that because I've ran advertisements there before. So, this might be something that you want to check out. I hate you, Forbes. Advertisements. Cool. But you can check out. So this might be what every leader must know about personal development. This might be the exact page that you want to run your ad on, right? And if you do run your ad, it'll show up right over here and autoplay as well. So, or you can,
So this URL right here, this is something that you'd want to put like on your placements list, like in your, like in a notepad or something like that for future reference,
yeah,
future use.
definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can take this URL, and I'll actually show you in a minute here in the display planner how you can see if this site allows video ads. So it's pretty cool. Let's see. So like I said, a simple Google search will bring up a lot. YouTube as well, like Zane had mentioned. So you can do personal development. And honestly, this is probably a great place to advertise
Oh
for
yeah.
uh,
See,
for personal
look at the
development.
ads right now, like that you see at the top. A/B testing by Optimizely and GTA first person video. Like, yeah, like what I see is that no one is competing for the keyword personal development on YouTube.
Yep.
Why is beyond me, but yeah, Bradley says, "Wow, yeah, like this is what we're talking about. Like there's a lot of inventory that's just not being used right now."
Yeah, and right here, like I mentioned a little earlier, you can do filters, so you can find, videos that were recently uploaded, like this week even, on bigger channels, knowing that if it's recently uploaded, it's probably going to get a decent amount of views, provided they have a decent subscriber base, right? You can search by video, channel, playlists, movies or shows if you want, but usually I use video or channel, and you know basically say we want to see any channels about personal development. There we go. Here's Personal Development University. And definitely check out the number of subscribers they have right here. Personal Development Concepts. This guy has 73,000 subscribers. This would be, I don't know, I'm not familiar with the niche very much, but depending on what you are selling, this could be your competition or a possible JV partner. So you can go ahead, check out that channel. Um,
Yeah, and look, he's actually using the trailer video and everything.
yep, yep.
Optimized has the channel art, the link to his website, the connection to all
Newsletter
the
and
social media
exclusive video.
profiles,
Yep.
related channels on YouTube. He's using
Ooh.
the playlists, right? There's best of, and then there's motivation and finding your passion, relationship, dating, and sex. Like these are all playlists, but again, playlists do also a really great job of ranking. So he's actually ranking for keywords like dating, relationship, and sex, which are phenomenally viral topics on the internet, and he's leveraging that because he's actually doing it on YouTube through these playlist platforms, and people wonder how does this guy rank? That's one of those ways, right?
Yeah. And right here, you can see this guy allows ads. That it was as easy as clicking on.
Bradley, there you go.
Yeah, it was as easy as
Instruments.
clicking on the channel or one of his videos and seeing what's going on. This right here means you can at least advertise on this video, and you can have your video show up here. So this would definitely be one to throw up there or throw on your list, if you will. So, like I said, this whole research part can really lead up to your campaign um, creation as well, as long as you keep track of what you're doing. And this would be a great channel to advertise on. This guy's got a decent amount of views for
Yeah.
all his videos. You'd be able to reach a lot of people who are into this guy.
There's one more real quick. Click on video, where it says home, video, playlists, channels, that, right?
Here.
So click on videos, yeah. And then click where it says date added, newest to oldest,
Yep.
and then do most popular. Because this will also tell you very quickly, right? Um, wow, all right, see?
Huh.
That is a very intimate topic. But you can see why it's so popular, right? It's very I don't want to not crass, tongue in cheek. I don't know, right? So the controversial. There we go. That's what I was going for.
Right.
So there's a whole bunch of
Yeah.
these videos that show you like from the most popular to the least popular, like the ones that got the most amount of views. Those are the type of videos that you want to look for when you're looking at your competition and saying, okay, the most views means that rings true for the most people. That also means it's a hot topic that maybe doesn't even come up in regular search. It's a he's addressing a pain point that a lot of people resonate with. So that's why I do searches like the most popular on a specific channel, because I want to see what his most current, most popular video is and why. Looking at the comments, all that other kind of stuff.
Nice. Yeah. And then, definitely take note of the entire channel. And the best way to get that URL is just click on their little channel name right here and then pull this channel out when you're doing your research. And just, I would throw this on my sheet saying, this is a great place. I'm going to place my ads here. If I were doing personal development, like this would be a no brainer. And, you can also search for individual videos, all that good stuff. But you get the point, right?
Right.
Use Google and YouTube.
Now, do you want to do another? There was one that I think would be kind of cool, but it's a different topic.
Either way, I don't know. We're closing
Well, I mean,
in.
like if you want to wrap up a point, I think it's something we can go to.
Yeah, what should I search for?
So Doug pointed out his niche is in jewelry making, right? He wants to sell something called the Jewel Tool
Mhm.
as an affiliate. And jewelry and making stuff like just like it's jewelry making tutorials right there, right? Like I think that would be a phenomenally popular topic. And look at that, holiday, healthy holiday sides and small business Saturdays, no paid ads. The first thing that I see, it's has 129,000 views. It looks very organic, right? There's no one in this marketplace that is thinking to do any kind of AdWords for video or ads in general. They're just people making some quick tutorials. But if you know that by showing people a quick tutorial or something like that is going to get their attention, then you have a lot of potential. This video right here, it's paused at second one, but at 8 seconds, a little rollover will pop up where they have an ad. A lot of YouTube videos that have to do with jewelry, you're in luck because they all have some kind of ad monetization, right? It's a lot of creative people who are like, oh wow, I can just make all this awesome stuff and make some YouTube videos. And so they just keep making videos, but they don't know quite what to do with them yet. You can leverage that right now.
Yeah, there's that ad right there as well. So,
Yeah, and the reason why Justin is seeing that is because he's been doing investigating in email. But your prospect will see, like, if your prospect is doing jewelry making tutorials, they'll see your ad about the jewel tool or
yeah,
products like onto that.
yeah. Or if you had that ad up and running on this video, it would show up as a pre-roll ad before this video probably, or it would show up right over here as a suggested video as well, just saying little ad right here.
Mhm.
So you could see exactly how that would work, right?
Does
Cool,
that make
cool.
sense, Doug? I'm sure he's just blown away. Okay, there we go. He said cool.
Cool. All right. So, like I said, Google, YouTube. You can also, Quora, Quora.com. You can check out all kinds of, you just have to sign up with Facebook. So I'm not logged in. But, all you have to do is just kind of type in your category. You get all the questions you can see. So,
Actually, I think I don't know if you want to show off that Google Doc. I've got a
uh,
bunch of questions that are pasted in there if we want to use that to.
well, either way, I mean, basically just find out what the kind of questions are and, you know, you can go from there. I don't want to sign in right now because I'll have to put my email and password in.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So this is the Google Display Planner. And this is great for not only finding who your competition is and finding what else is out there, it's also great for compiling your ad campaigns and putting together your placements when it comes to running your ads. So let's say and they basically ask you, what do you want to do? You can get ideas and estimates. You can upload a previous plan, find top placements by locations, and show estimates for your targeting criteria. So the easiest one is the get ideas and estimates. So I always just say, what are your customers interested in? So let's go jewelry making. There we go. They have a category right there, gems and jewelry, or jewelry making you can plug in as well. We can even pull that out if we just wanted it to be jewelry making. Um, cool. That turns into a tag. You can even throw in your landing page if you like. You don't have to. And then say, where do you want it targeted, what language, and just leave this direct response. You can also say a branding campaign, but unless you have a ton of money you're wanting to throw at something just for branding, I would go with direct response. Then you can get ad group ideas, which will pull together groups of basically, here's the top 5 sites that are related to jewelry making or whatever. But I always like to do the get placement ideas. So we'll go ahead and click on that. And awesome. Sometimes this works. It usually works. Come on. It doesn't like us today. There we go. Okay, so here's where you could see the available ad inventory. And this is basically how many places they have to put ads or how many people are getting cookied based on the interest of jewelry making each month. So this is also a great way to start your research. See how many people are actually searching for this. Is there a demand? And I would say yes. We've got 100 million to 500 million cookies placed every single week, and they get 10 billion plus impressions. So a lot of people are searching for this. So this would be a very easy thing to advertise for, you would think, right? So you can also check out your demographics here. This will tell you, exactly what percentage of people in each age group want to know about jewelry making. Whether they're male or female, which that's I'm surprised that male is higher on there. But there is a good chunk of unknown, so they're not always positive. Then it's also good to keep in mind that 54% of these people are on a mobile device, even more with the tablets included. So definitely make sure that all your landing pages are mobile optimized. Um, that's just it's you have to. Then you can kind of go through and see the individual targeting ideas based on placements, right? And so you can go all placements, you can do sites, mobile apps. You can actually place your video ad in a mobile app if you'd like, or just a banner in a mobile app. It depends on what the app is and what kind of ads they allow. But you can kind of see, we'll stick with sites for a second, but you can see the different ad formats they allow. So if you just want to run video ads, right here, video ads are accepted, but this one right above it, video ads aren't accepted. So, beatinggem.com, you can see that they do accept video ads, and you can actually click on this. It will open it up for you, and you can go to beatinggem.com and just make sure that this is going to be a good site for you, right? Make sure, see what kind of ads they have, what kind of content. Is this somewhere that you'd want to advertise? And whenever I'm checking things like this out, I like to read an article or two, check out you know, their different blog posts, things like that, and just see the kind of language they're using. What are their headlines like? Just keep all of this in mind when you're doing your research. It's extremely important to be able to really know your audience. So, beautiful beaded Christmas ornament tutorial. They probably have a lot of tutorial things in here, I would think, but the making of, the Game of Thrones inspired metalwork, and so just kind of go
Well,
through. They like giveaways. It's like I said, giveaways are a great way to um, build an email list. So just kind of see,
yeah.
how to. They like a lot of how tos. So that might be, your ad might be how to, create custom jewelry using this awesome tool or something like that. But lots of tutorials, lots and lots of tutorials. So you get the point. But basically, just make sure that you are checking out how where do these people hang out. Check out some forums if you want, see how they're talking, what's the language they're using. The more you can connect with your audience and use their language and speak like them, walk the walk and talk the talk, the more effective your ad is going to be, and the better chance you have of actually reaching your target market, and getting them to click through. and
Yeah,
and
and
here,
also
oh yeah, sorry.
I was just going to say, as you're going through this, think about uh, the user experience as well as like the ads, not just the content, but how the ads are interacting with you. Which ones jump out in good and bad ways, because that'll help you decide if you want to put your ad on there.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And here, this would be a little bit more what I would expect about you know, the niche would be a little bit older and female. Even though I actually do have a really good friend who makes custom jewelry and he does awesome, awesome work. Um, but that's like very high end custom metal smithing, things like that. So, um, yeah, you can see kind of how this would work. We'll go back to the placements right here. And so you can see these are all the different sites. You're going to want to make sure you keep the ones with video ads, but also check out the other ones. You can always run a display ad back to your video and have like a little thumbnail of a click play to learn more or something like that using an image. So you'll see how relevant it is, and then the historic cost per click, as well as the number of cookies per week and impressions. Cost per click is going to be way different because we're paying per view. So you're going to be significantly lower than that, which is great. Then you see the mobile apps in here. These are the different mobile apps. Actually, they might have got rid of the video ads in there now. I guess never mind on that. But then we've got the videos, and this is, here we go. It's going to pull all the different YouTube channels based on whatever interests or keywords are up there. And all of these are ones that are that basically have monetization enabled. You can see exactly how many cookies they get. They're all going to accept videos and or video ads, and you can just kind of click on them and
Yeah, it's even
see.
got like a cool little relevancy bar.
Yeah, yeah, they tell you what's relevant and all that good stuff, or how relevant it is to your keywords. So so that's kind of how this whole display planner can be used to not only find your placements and kind of get a jump start on creating your ad campaign, but it can also be used for, you know, for, um, sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Um,
I'm trying to help you.
no, but yeah, you can see how basically this can be used to find placements and research your audience. I don't know why that was so hard. Sorry about that. Cool. All right. So let's see. Oh yeah, I was going to show you exactly how Forbes would work. So let's just plug Forbes right here, and we can also plug it in the landing page if we'd want, and just tell it to get ideas, and it should pull up Forbes.com as the top placement because Yeah, here we go. So you can actually, oh, because I'm in videos. But see, right here, they have a YouTube channel that you can advertise on with a historical cost per click of nothing, basically. Uh, then you can pull up the sites over here and see that, it's double the price of if you just run normal ads instead of AdWords for video.
Yeah, and
So,
that should answer partially answer your question there, Doug. It says why do so many of the jewelry sites not allow video advertising? Um, I mean, there's probably a couple of different reasons I can think of off the top of my head, like namely of which maybe the site can't handle video, right? Maybe there's extra bandwidth, I'm not sure. Or also equally possible that they just don't know about it. But on the flip side, there's so much awesome exposure for the YouTube version of that site. Just like you saw, there was Forbes.com you could advertise on, but it cost twice as much as advertising on the Forbes YouTube channel, which there are more targeted people watching the YouTube videos on Forbes than the people just milling around on Forbes.com, right? So you're actually getting a better deal for more targeted traffic. So I wouldn't even sweat it. I would say find the YouTube alternative of whatever websites that you're looking for, and you'll find more targeted traffic.
yeah, definitely. And yeah, honestly, I don't know why they don't all accept video ad formats. It could be, I know that, or I think at least, in order to be part of the Google Display Network, and that's done through AdSense, I believe, which I've never really played around with AdSense, just AdWords. But I think you have to put a specific snippet of code on your site, and they might just not want videos on their sites because they can be kind of distracting. Like, for example, Forbes.com, if you've ever been there, those videos autoplay when you're trying to read your your article, and it can it can kind of turn some of your viewers off, so a lot of those blogs just don't like those types of ads. I would assume that might be another reason. So all right, then we've also got keywords. So you can we talked a little bit about how you need to research your niche, and the best way to do that is through keywords by typing those into Google and YouTube. So we'll go ahead and pull up this keyword planner right here, and you can do a few different things: search for new keywords and add group ideas. So for example, let's go back to personal development, and you can throw your landing page in. You can also select all these different categories in here, and these are all categories that you can also advertise to people as well, saying, hey, these all my people are interested in beauty and personal care, or something along those lines. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Then we'll just go ahead and click get ideas once we've thrown our keyword in there, and this will pull up a couple different things. It'll pull up all these ad group ideas, and like I said, those are groups of keywords. So this is 34 keywords based on development courses or personal development courses. You can see the competition and about how much that's going to cost if you were to do regular AdWords. So that's that's a good tool to use and just get some keyword groups. Then you can get individual keyword ideas. So personal development. Then here's all of these different keywords that you can also target people on, or target people by, as well as you can search these when you're doing your um, research. You can, maybe you're looking for personal development training would be another one. So you could throw that into Google and YouTube and find even more placement ideas, as well as, get new insights on what people are searching for, and, different ways to interact with this market, right? One thing that I do want to point out real quick is I wrote a pretty cool blog post about different ways you can use a keyword research tool to uncover things like, or to research audiences, find new niches, research pain points, and find new ideas for content, as well as find what online buyers are looking for. I'll go ahead and post this in the mastermind group for everybody, because I don't want to, spend a bunch of time going through this. But basically, you can do all kinds of things like research your audience. Let me find the pain points one. Niche research. You can type in things like marketing for if you are a marketer, and you can see direct marketing, effective marketing, Facebook marketing, and you can just get all kinds of different niche ideas. Pain points is the really big one right here. So if you search things as how to improve or how to stop, and throw in your market. So let's see, you could throw in things like how to improve uh, tennis. Say you're in the tennis niche. Oops. You can go ahead and tell it to get you some ideas. And this should pull up a bunch of pain points. So, how to improve a backhand in tennis that, doesn't have that many searches, but you can kind of get the point of, how to improve your tennis serve. So maybe a lot of people are suffering with serving in tennis. I don't know what communication skills, but, you can kind of go through and see what some of the pain points would be, how to improve footwork in tennis, and just kind of drill down into your pain points and see how you can, create a lead magnet that way. So I don't know if that makes sense. You can kind of pull that up and see how all that works. This keyword tool I had is a lot better than the Google Display Planner. So, I do recommend getting a better keyword tool uh, than that Google Keyword Planner because it's kind of weak, honestly, but it'll do. But you can pick up a really nice keyword tool for um, you know for pretty cheap. So, and you can see like how to stop tennis. So like it'd be something like where is it? How to make sure. Oh, sorry, there's a cat outside. Dog's freaking out. Um, how to stop being nervous before a tennis match. That's actually probably a big thing, not just for tennis, for everything. So you can kind of see how how this would work. Something like that works diet would also pull up all these pain points for diet. So a diet that really works fast, an easy diet that works. People want easy and they want fast. It looks like just by kind of checking all this out. So I'll go ahead and post a link to this in the Facebook group, and it'll give you a few different ideas on exactly how you can use these keyword tools to get the most out of your campaign.
Yeah, and if you'll go back to the keyword tool real quick, I just wanted to point out that Google's the biggest search engine in the world, but YouTube is the second biggest. So I found many times when I've just been going through, combing through the keyword tool, just bouncing over to YouTube and searching some of the more specific keywords. Sometimes it's kind of rare, but sometimes you get almost an inverse effect. There's actually more search volume on YouTube, and that is rare, but you do get that happening sometimes. But my point is that there's keywords that I found using the keyword tool that led me down a more profitable path simply by searching it on YouTube. So just keep that in your brain, like use the tool that Justin's talking about. But if you're in a rush and you want to get some quick data, using the keywords that are generated in the Google keyword tool and searching more specific ones, like even the how to improve footwork in tennis, right? That's probably got some pretty good YouTube videos, and especially if that's something you specialize in, even if it's a small number of people that watch those videos, they're very, very targeted and they're worth paying for, right? So,
Well, and you can see in YouTube as well, just the suggested searches. Same thing with Google, right? So if I throw in how to improve, I didn't even finish tennis, and you can see how to improve
yeah.
tennis footwork. I mean, right there, you can see all of those, how to improve the backhand, consistency, and serve. Those are all things that the keyword tool actually pulled up as well. And I mean, tennis
Mhm.
probably isn't the best example, obviously. There's not that much search, but you can kind of get the point and see how all
Yeah.
that would work. Sometimes it just takes a
But
little
YouTube,
playing around.
yeah, but YouTube is actually like something that would do well in YouTube because it's very visual. Like
Yeah,
tennis, golf. I mean, a lot of times, like in internet marketing, we can do screen shares and show you what we're doing, so it makes it very, very visual. But um, yeah, like if you see Howcast doing a video, that's a really good sign that it's a very active market, right? Howcast is like they specialize in how-to videos,
Hmm.
right? So they're like the general authority of how-to. So if you see a Howcast video, then there's potential there. I'll just tell you that right there,
Yeah, I
right?
wonder if they allow advertisements. They do.
Yep. Oh yeah. No,
So
that's how they make their money, right?
yeah, yeah. So I mean, if you had a soccer-related product, you could place your ad right in front of this
Yeah,
soccer
instead
video,
of the Toyota commercial.
and look at all of their different soccer things. So I mean, you could find, if we just go to Howcast, maybe they have something about yours. Might be a good idea as well. So
I bet you Howcast has the jewelry making and personal development as well.
yeah, and I mean, look, they've got 2.5 million subscribers. So that's decent. No. They've also
Well,
got
yeah,
all these other ones you can see, and this is what Zane was talking about in the recommended channels, right? He basically, or these Howcast people, put all their other Howcast channels right there.
yeah. See, and this is based on their own data. They decided that this is how they would structure having multiple channels. And they don't as you can see, they don't recommend any other channels but their own other versions of themselves
Mm-hmm.
because they reach so many different topics because it's just how to stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can, I mean, like you can target those specific channels instead of generally Howcast, right? They want to do it. They want to do that intentionally to get more targeted ads, which is exactly what you want to provide.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So, I mean, that pretty much wraps up the research section. Does anybody else have any other questions? I see Doug just popped one in there. We'll, see real quick. Let me make that bigger. So it says for many of the keywords we would target for advertising on YouTube, our own videos show up in many of the top spots. We do allow advertising on our videos. Should we run our own ads on our own videos? Um, I wouldn't, because if somebody's actually going to be watching your video, then they're already on your channel, and they wouldn't necessarily, like, you shouldn't really pay for that. You can set up an annotation over all of your videos saying, hey, this is what we're promoting at the time, click here to see more, or something along those lines. But I don't know that I'd really see a great benefit in actually,
Well,
I don't know.
I would say this. I mean, Doug, it sounds like the jewelry is the way that you want to go, right? I would use a popular video that's ranking very well as an indicator to take that video and promote it, but not for keywords I already rank for. For other keywords, like even bigger keywords, if you're talking about jewelry assembly and it ranks well for jewelry assembly or tutorial or whatever, like a really effective keyword, then I would use that video and then try and tackle like broader keywords to get an even bigger audience because I already know that it's gotten a lot of interest in a very specific vertical, right? So that's also going to attract more people in the broader audience. Am I making sense, Doug? Let me know if I am. Doug says, yep. Okay, good.
Okay. Valentino's saying, why shouldn't I be discouraged about placing an ad on a channel that has a lot of views already? So if they have 100,000 views, that's even better. If they have a lot of views, they're going to continue getting more views as well as posting new videos, right? So obviously, if you can get in right when a video launches, especially if they have a ton of subscribers, like for Howcast, they've got their whatever 2.5 million subscribers. When they launch a new video, here, let's see exactly how many videos they got and what's their most recent, or let's see what their recent video is. 11 hours ago, they already got 2,600 views, right? A day ago, they're getting, 7,500
Well,
views.
because Howcast also has their own website too, that has also has like Google Content Network stuff as well,
Yeah,
right? So they're double dipping. They're throwing their audience back and forth, and getting a more again more targeted traffic for everybody. They do a good job at what they do.
yeah, definitely. But so, I mean, but essentially, if a video or a channel has a lot of views, then you should definitely advertise on it because they're just going to continue getting more views. And a lot of people will watch the same video again. If you place this channel in your placements, then you're going to get all their updated videos as well that your ad's going to run on. And, it's actually very beneficial. Um, yeah, it's very beneficial if they have more views. So Valentina is asking, so it should matter if a video is 2 weeks old and it's not Howcast? No, I don't think so. Like ultimately, you don't want to place your ad over a video that's getting 0 views because nobody's going to see it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be Howcast. If it has a lot of views and it is not a Howcast video, they're still doing something right.
Yeah. So like, check it out. Video marketing. Once again, pretty wide open. But you can kind of see just even if it's a
Which
year old.
seriously surprises me. I'm surprised that there's not more ads around here.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, it's 2 years old. It's got 12,000 views. That's they're not getting a ton of views, but it might not be a terrible idea to throw it on their sold with video channel, which has 9,000 subscribers, because every new video that they push out is going to be pushed out to their new subscribers. But obviously, this isn't a ton of views, but it is some traffic. And if it's related, you should definitely plug it in there because worst case, your ad doesn't show up.
Yeah. Well, also, I mean, this is a like video marketing is a niche of online marketing, right? It's not the largest marketplace, but man, those targeted viewers, both of those guys that you saw on the related channels, Daryl Eves and James Wedmore,
Mm-hmm.
have absolutely huge audiences. So views can also be a little deceiving.
Yeah, for sure. Cool, cool. All right. Let's go ahead and jump into the homework then. You already saw them all. Cool. Yeah, and we will open up for questions again at the end real quick. Let's just get through this homework part, and then we'll take all the rest of the questions. So, all right. So for your homework this week, you're going to research, or this session, you're going to research. You might have a product that you're already going to go with, but if you don't, you can still find one through the research process if you just pick a niche, right? So you can kind of use that research, and once you do kind of zero in on what niche you're going to use, go ahead and start doing your research, compiling your list of your competition as well as potential collaborators, people that you could work with. And that's something we briefly touched on in this session, but didn't talk too much about. But say you have a physical product, right? And we mentioned this actually last time, if you want a video review, so you can always send your product to one of the major YouTubers that say they do makeup tutorials and you have a makeup company or you're selling makeup. You could send them that product and they're happy they get it for free. They give you some extra exposure and it can be used that way. You can also bundle somebody else's products in with yours, form a JV. Whatever you want to do, it's just good to have a list of potential people that you could partner up with because we all know that there's strength in numbers. Then you're going to want to start brainstorming your lead magnet. What is something that you can offer that provides value to people that also is going to kind of lead into your funnel, which brings us to the next point. You're going to want to plan your funnel out. It doesn't have to be completely done, but just get a few different product ideas, like what can you put here, as obviously your lead magnet should be the first thing, but then what's your core offer? What is the number one thing you're trying to sell? Try and make your lead magnet related to that, and then just kind of find a list of other products or services, anything like that, that you can plug into your funnel and at least recommend in your follow-up series, which we'll definitely have that autoresponder training shortly. That it's a very simple process, and I can shoot a video on that pretty quickly. So we'll get all that up so everybody understands how all of this works. All right, so that about wraps up your homework. Is there, we can open up for Q&A now, and let's leave this up, I guess. Open up for Q&A, yeah.
Real quick, next week, next week, which will be session 3, starting on Tuesday. Correct, Justin?
Yeah, Tuesday, same time, right? 4 p.m.
Tuesday at the same time. I'm going to be going through optimizing YouTube, and I think something that'll help. We'll go through some keyword stuff. Like you're doing research, we'll do Justin and I will do some similar research on a channel that we're working on, and we'll just quickly go through it, and you'll be able to see all the places where I like to emphasize SEO work, like the channel for the keywords for the YouTube channels, playlists, content structures, things like that. Keyword research really helps with that, figuring out topics and things like that. So that's going to be a large majority of session 3. So buckle up for that, because it's going to be all the nitty-gritty YouTube SEO stuff for all you tinkerers like myself. All right, so
cool. Yeah, and then 1 session after that, so a week from today, we're going to dive into the AdWords, and then you should have basically everything you need to get up and running. And if one thing that I want to mention as well right now, if you need a little help kind of brainstorming all of this, we can get these strategy sessions going for everybody right now, and we can jump on the first part of that strategy session and kind of help you brainstorm, plan some things out, and hopefully get you headed down the right track. So we will go ahead and shoot out an email either today or tomorrow maybe, and let everybody know exactly how those are going to work and how you can reserve your slots. You can also ask us about it in the Facebook group as well, since we're in there going.
Cool.
All right. Anybody else have any questions before we wrap this up, or are we good to go?
We got this, is the high competition keyword that high cost video ad? Not quite sure where you were talking about that.
So like in the keyword planner, where, let's see, let's pull that keyword planner up. So check this out. So we've got the keyword planner, and there's the competition. You can see this is just basically how many people are bidding on it. So if it's low competition, not a lot of people are bidding on it, but here, check this out. So like, say we want to do a lawyer. That's usually probably a higher cost per click. So we'll go ahead and get ideas. There we go. Oh my.
Holy wow. Personal injury lawyer? No wonder that does so well.
Holy crap. So yeah, $93.55 per click for this keyword personal injury lawyer. So you can see that's a high competition, right? And that just means that
not even necessarily a high search volume though. 18,000 searches per month really isn't a whole lot, but it's very, very valuable to the end user, which is the personal injury lawyer, right? Paying for ads.
Yeah. Well, and look at it this way also. You got personal injury lawyer for $93. Well, on YouTube, you can check this out. We search for personal injury lawyer. There we go. Personal injury attorney, Denver. Sure. So you can see. Look at these. These are dirt cheap. I promise. They're I'm not, you'd have to actually get one set up, but these are people that are actually targeting, and you can see, right here, Colorado Personal Injury Lawyers, free case evaluation, no win, no fee, which that's a pretty good. This is a well targeted ad, and you can
Yeah,
see,
yeah,
yeah,
no, that's like from the end user, those are all the data points that they need to know. If I'm hurt, I'm like, I know I need a personal injury attorney. I see that free case evaluation, no win, no fee. I'm going to want to click on that, right? Because that means that like all risk has been reversed, right? I'm in because he's generated my curiosity and broken down my barriers in just the copy alone, which is probably why he has this ad targeted like he does.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, I'm curious now. So I want to click on it right here. You can see there. There's actually, oh, it's muted. I was like, there's no sound.
Even a pretty decent video quality too. He's got
Yeah,
some genuinely good lighting.
yeah, and I mean this can be done with a Hangout as well. But you can
Yeah.
see they're using the call to action overlay, and they're probably driving people directly to their homepage. Is the thing they could probably do that a lot better, but have at least some kind of lead capture or some kind of incentive. But I guess if somebody's looking, they could just call right here, so it's not terrible. But they could probably do a bit better. Um, yeah, but I mean, you could see they've got a few views.
And
Not too
click on
bad.
more. Let's see if they share their statistics. Nice. Look, yeah. You can almost see where they started paying for ads right there in the middle of October. All of a sudden,
Right
pew.
there. Yep.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, so I mean, you could see they actually just recently started doing this, and you can see where their views were. So, that's published August 18th. So they probably, they published it,
Yeah,
and they got,
probably they were like, man, this sucks. We need to start paying for advertising.
yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, you can see how that would work, and how this is so powerful. I mean, if somebody's searching for that right here, there's that's pretty good right there. I mean, they've got, it's not a ton of views, but I'm sure they were targeted views.
Yeah, and look, like you searched personal injury attorney Denver, and the ad showed up. Like you don't want a more targeted search
Yeah,
to be made. So yeah, not many searches, but we're the only people that are really searching it in the marketing sense. Anybody else searching this is in Denver and they need a personal
hmm
injury attorney.
and this I didn't even put Denver here on this search, and it's still shown to me because they know I'm in Denver.
Yeah.
Um, and that's part of the reason they suggested I put Denver in there. But and you can see all these other people struggling for this video SEO, and 454 views. Which, I mean, don't get me wrong, organic traffic's great, but there's a difference. 3,600 views. These people, okay, they either bought a ton of views or they are doing something fishy. um, yeah,
Yeah, that is some interestingly high numbers. Um,
honestly, this is a year ago. They probably bought a bunch of views off of Fiverr in an attempt to boost their ranking. I'm almost
yeah.
positive. Yeah.
That says Harden Law. Zaner.
Cool.
That's awesome. Bradley points out, check personal injury attorney Boca Raton, $266 cost per click.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Holy cow.
All right, so
That makes me want to just make a website right now.
right, nice, nice.
Right.
Yeah, so Tom's asking if we would get Fiverr to up likes. Um, Personally, I used to, um, and it might help with ranking. I mean, it probably does, but you're also running that risk that YouTube's wising up to all that, and they're actually pulling videos that people are throwing fake views at. They're pulling your videos down. So why not pay them a couple cents a view to get your ad running, right? And spend a couple bucks a day. I mean, if you're going to go to Fiverr, and pay $5 anyway. Throw $5 in ads, and even if it's not targeted and you get all those views, it's going to be a lot better. But likes, I don't think the likes are too important when it comes to running your ads, because it's really about putting your ad in front of the right person at the right time. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I was pretty much gonna like that was very well said, Justin. Um, to that end, the likes, I think likes come from the targeted audience seeing the video. And so if you target the audience, the right audience, then you'll naturally get likes because it's, oh, this is something I want to see. So I'm gonna like this video. Like you don't necessarily need Fiverr gigs to get likes to your video if you have targeted the right people for your ads.
mhm, for sure. And yeah, I saw he had 2 dislikes, 1 like, but there's no comments. And like honestly, if you're running ads, they I don't know. People probably just disliked it because it's an ad that was shown to them. That's something that's going to happen. Uh, you know, it is what it is. Just like on Facebook, people would be like, "Stop running your stupid ads to me," or something like that.
Yeah,
It happens. So,
yeah. And I don't worry too much about it. I have had a video flagged because it was an ad, and now I call it YouTube video ban insurance because if it's an ad, it's been approved by YouTube and Google, and it gets flagged. Like I just said, hey, you flagged an advertisement that you already said was okay to have as an ad, and they just went, oops, sorry, and then they fixed it. My account was okay because they approved it as an ad. So, you know, there you go. For what it's worth, it can also serve to your advantage to have videos as ads. Because even if people are like, "Ugh, this is an advertisement," I think YouTube takes that into account, or else they wouldn't have so quickly restored my YouTube channel to the way it was. Um, so they anticipate it. So even if your ads get a bunch of negative flack, use that to your advantage. Obviously, probably don't want to make duplicate content like similar commercials, but your whole advertising campaign won't crumble to ruins because some guy just wants to flame a post. Like again, YouTube accounts for that.
yeah, for sure, for sure. So Valentino was just asking if we know how much the ad costs for that Denver attorney. No, I have no
Yeah.
idea. And honestly, you'd be able to tell with like normal AdWords, but they don't have a they do it cost per click, and so and you're paying cost per view. So I don't know why they don't have a tool for that. I'm assuming eventually they have to come out with one that's going to help you estimate how much you should bid in AdWords. But basically, one way you can kind of find out is compile your targeting groups, which we'll get into all this in the fourth session. But you can set up an ad without starting it, and it'll give you a suggested cost per view or a suggested max cost per view, and that'll kind of give you an idea what other people are bidding.
Yeah. Good point. Good suggestion.
So, all right, let's see. Here's a question from Doug, real quick. Let's see. Um, so basically, Doug's saying he has a negotiated commission with the product he wants to advertise. He struck a deal with the manufacturer. They'll do the order taking, the fulfillment, but they don't have an affiliate program set up. Are there any tools we could use to track our referrals? Just looking for ways to keep everyone honest. Yeah, definitely. So you can either set up a specific landing page for that you have maybe, and you can kind of track that way, like a specific sales page, or you can set up a JVZoo account. I mean, it's not if it's all done online, it doesn't really matter how you track it really, or what payment processor you use. Sorry, and JVZoo will process payments, and you can actually set up a product listing. They have their sales page, and you just swap out the buy button or the link in the buy button to bring them to a checkout page that's JVZoo, and you can use your affiliate link. that will automatically track when sales are made and get you commission instantly. And I can, we can show you or talk a bit more about that if you just, I'll drop a few links in the mastermind group, and we can kind of show you how to
Yeah.
go about setting that up. It's very easy though.
Yeah, we can talk about that more also in the strategy sessions.
Mm-hmm.
I would point out that there's like the main thing that I would focus on, because it sounds like you've established a decent presence as well, or you're well on your way. Um, whatever kind of activity that you've got on YouTube, I would say get them onto your website and get them comfortable with going to your website, and that for you makes you the gatekeeper between you and the merchant and your audience. And you say like, okay, they're here. I can send them an email, or I can have a promotional coupon that you give me. Those kinds of things. Like if the affiliate platform hasn't been created yet, this is your opportunity to come up with creative solutions that you can sort of grandfather yourself into, and maybe get better affiliate connections, better affiliate commissions than everybody else after you, because you kind of negotiated from the beginning, right? You can even say, hey, I've got this awesome YouTube channel, or I know how to use YouTube advertising, or whatever. Like however you want to, again, get creative. This is a perfect time to get yourself cemented in there nice and good, so that you have the best benefit as the affiliate before they even make that real in their own system, if that
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah, definitely. And then one thing I'll point out real quick, we were going to get into this week 4, but I'll just show you real quick. In AdWords, you can actually set up conversion tracking pixels. So if you do
Okay.
have, basically anybody that sees your ad is cookied, right? And whenever they go through the sales process, they're going to end up at a thank you page saying, hey, thanks for your order. Here's what's going to happen next, or something along those lines. If you're already talking with the manufacturer, you can probably get them to set you up a custom thank you page and just kind of duplicate their sales page as well, like I was saying. And you can track your conversions from directly within AdWords as well. So, and we can, show you how to get all that set up. That'll actually, or we will show you how to get all that set up in the 4th session.
Yeah. And that's, yeah, right there. That's proof positive. You can go back and say these sales are ours. We have proof because we have our tracking pixels to prove it.
Yeah, for sure. Cool, cool. All right. Well, yeah. Any other questions? Otherwise, wrap